What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Before I start the video, I would like to talk about how my channel is gonna go and what I'm gonna do on here. So on here I'll be posting about MLB, MLB the Show, NFL, and possibly college sports, maybe NBA and stuff like that. I'm a huge sports guy, so there's a lot of stuff like that, but mainly MLB. But yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the channel, and let's talk about some MLB advanced stats. The first stat I'm going to be talking about, or starting off with, is FIP. FIP is a stat that runs pretty similar to ERA, but is a little different. FIP estimates a pitcher's run prevention based on outcomes that do not involve strikeouts, walks, hit by pitch, or home runs allowed. So, for example, if I'm someone like Dallas Keuchel or Marcus Stroman, who's a ground ball pitcher, you can get pretty lucky compared to other pitchers in the league. For example, in 2017, Dallas Keuchel had a 2.90 ERA, but a 3.79 FIP, showing that his ERA was pretty lucky and wasn't really sustainable compared to other pitchers. Ground ball pitchers like Keuchel rely on good defense to show support, or defense to support their ERA, but FIP shows what their ERA would be if they didn't have a good defense. FIP isn't the greatest stat but if you are just getting into advanced stats, it's a nice little stat to use. Well, on the screen right here, you can see what the average, the below average, and above average is. So a 3.2 FIP is or less is very good, while the average is a nice 420. And then awful FIP is 5 or above. It works similar to ERA and should be pretty easy concept to get. But yeah, that's really gonna end it for FIP. Our next stat is Skill Interactive ERA. Skill Interactive ERA, in my opinion, is one of the best ERA estimators. Skill Interactive ERA is kind of like FIP. But not really. FIP doesn't use home runs, while Skill Interactive ERA does. It also factors strikeouts more than FIP does. Skill Interactive ERA tells us that strikeouts are really good and walks are really bad, unless you don't allow many walks, but which sounds obvious and really is. Skill Interactive ERA is basically the same scale as FIP, but factors things like strikeouts and walks, ground balls, and long balls differently. Skill Interactive ERA gives us a stat that helps predict pitcher success for the years to come, while also being accurate. On your screen, you'll see what an excellent, average, and awful Skill Interactive ERA is. Excellent is 2.90 or less, average is 3.90, and awful is 5 or higher. Now we head to our last stat of the video. Then our last stat is weighted runs created plus, or wRC plus. I'm going to call it wRC plus because it's easier to say, but wRC plus is a hitting stat that treats singles, doubles, and home runs and triples all equally, which is really rare for a hitting stat. wRC plus, though, does factor in ballpark and affects an environment of the ballpark. An average wRC plus is 100, and anything below that is below average, but anything over 100 is considered above average. I really love wRC plus, and it's one of my favorite stats that I use for hitters. I like it so much because it's so rare for a stat to treat all hits the same but factor in stadiums. This is especially cool because of stadiums like Coors Field and Yankee Stadium. Well, that'll do it for this video. I hope you learned a little something about the few of many advanced stats out there in baseball. I'll be making more videos like this in the future, as well as other types of content. And feedback would be appreciated. I hope you enjoyed, and peace, everyone.